Good evening. Thanks for looking in. I'm Lee Peck. We're glad you chose Fox 10 News at 9. Well, topping our news tonight, Mobile police are investigating a couple of shootings. This one happening at Halls Mill and Pollard Lane just before 5 this evening. It appears as though multiple shots were fired. Investigators there blocking off a good section of Halls Mill Road as they laid out evidence markers where they found shell casings. MPD tells us at least one woman was shot, drove herself to the raceway on Government Boulevard, but refused medical attention. Around the same time, officers responding to the 1900 block of Duval Street after a man showed up at the hospital with multiple gunshot wounds. According to investigators, a relative of the victim said he was shot at a barber shop. No word on his condition. Both investigations are ongoing.
Our first case of confirmed case was announced earlier today. I am now issuing a state of emergency for our state of Alabama.
That's Governor Kay Ivey 1 year ago today, March 13th, 2020, confirming COVID-19 had surfaced in the state, prompting everyday life as we know it to drastically change. And on this somber anniversary, Governor Ivey ordering Alabama to lower flags to half staff today in honor of the lives lost to the virus. More than 10,000 people statewide had died from COVID. Alabama has the 10th highest death rate per capita in the nation. More than 500,000 total COVID cases have been confirmed in the state over the last year. On a more positive note, though, more than 1 million people have gotten at least one dose of the vaccine. Well, a big sporting event kicking off months after it was postponed at the height of the pandemic. The Gulf Coast Challenge bringing hundreds of visitors to the port city this weekend. Fox 10's Morella Porter joins us live. Morella, fans getting their sports fix in, and a lot of them just happy to get out and have some fun.
Yeah, exactly, Lee. And a lot of them traveled from Georgia and other parts of Alabama to be in Mobile today. Now, many tell me that this game just gave them that sense of normalcy back and making up for moments missed last year.
The 2021 Gulf Coast Challenge football game.
Battle of the Tigers. Savannah State facing off against West Alabama with a focus on bringing an HBCU football experience to Mobile. The Gulf Coast Challenge is more than a game. It's a rich cultural experience too. Last year's matchup between Miles College and Morehouse canceled because of the pandemic.
It's kind of been a little bit boring for me, but you know, if it's gonna save lives.
Months after that game was called off, a big twist to the Gulf Coast Challenge this year. The non-traditional spring game played exactly 1 year since the first coronavirus case was confirmed in the state. Governor Kay Ivey declaring a state of emergency the same day.
Kind of made you sit back and think about the things that were important and who was important.
Really good to see everybody slowly progressing towards normal.
1 year later, it's a game long awaited by fans.
We went an entire season without football games, and we are so ready to play.
Just to be able to come and see the Tigers play and support them and hopefully start to get back to some normalcy.
It just feels really good to support my school and to see them play because this is my first time watching them play.
With the pandemic still looming, Ladd-Peebles' 40,000 seat stadium scaled down, limiting capacity to 7,000 fans. Only a fraction of that number coming out for the third annual event.
We pray that we got to stop this pandemic.
Now, some people I talked to today say that the vaccine effort ramping up kind of gives them a little bit more comfort to start getting out more, while others are still a little bit skeptical about getting the vaccine. Now, event organizers for the Gulf Coast Challenge do plan to host another game in the fall, hoping by then the pandemic will have eased up a bit. Live in Mobile, Morella Porter, Fox 10 News.
All right, thanks, Morella. Alabama senators postponing a vote on a bill that would limit the governor's powers on declaring public health emergencies. Under the terms of the bill, the state legislature would need to approve whether to extend a state of emergency longer than 120 days. Republicans who support the bill say there needs to be checks on the governor's powers, but Democrats and other opponents argue it would inject politics into public health decisions. Well, a casino on the Mississippi coast offering some incentive for employees to get vaccinated. The Scarlet Pearl Resort in D'Iberville says employees who get both doses will be paid $300. Scarlet Pearl also teaming up with a local hospital to have vaccines at its clinic. The CEO says they'll be giving the employees time off to get the vaccine, and all the casino directors and managers have already been vaccinated. Well, President Joe Biden and his team planning to hit the road for the Help Is Here tour. The president heads to his birth state of Pennsylvania to explain the benefits of his COVID stimulus bill. First Lady Jill Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, and other members of the administration also heading to different parts of the nation as part of the effort. President Biden also encouraging anyone who is eligible to get the COVID vaccine as soon as they can.
Well, it was a beautiful day across the Gulf Coast. Hopefully you were able to get out and enjoy it. But right now we do have to talk about the pesky thing in our forecast, and that's going to be that dense fog heading into your Saturday night and your Sunday morning once again. So dense fog advisory currently in place right now. This one just including our Mississippi counties, Mobile and Baldwin counties, along with the Panhandle. So the inland counties being left out of this one. And also this is in place until 10 a.m. The one this morning only in place until 9 a.m. But remember, that time changed tonight, so that's why it's an extension till then. So our visibility right now, it's looking good in a lot of places, but looking down towards Gulf Shores, only about half mile. So quickly dropping the further down south you do head once you get closer towards the Gulf. So something to keep in mind. That was also happening later on today. So it moved out of a lot of places early on this morning, even the Bayway. But then as you got closer towards the beach, it stuck around till about 3 p.m. this afternoon, then cleared on out and now making it appearance for your Saturday evening. Now for our 24-hour planner, the reason for this fog is going to be these warm temperatures, calm winds, and cool water temperatures too. So we're going to be seeing our temperatures overnight drop down into the mid to upper 50s, so staying a bit on the mild side, but perfect for your Sunday tomorrow. All of those details coming up, along with the severe weather risk outlook that we need to be talking about too. Lee.